Hello, our beautiful friends. Thank you for joining us here at Her Time. We just want to welcome you, and we hope that you enjoy this next talk time that we have. I just wanted to introduce ourselves. My name is Regina, and we have Daisy. You want to wave, Daisy? Then Jeanette.
Hello.
And Rosie. Before we get started, I do want to just give you our email address. If you have any questions, if you want to reach out to any one of us, our email for Her Time is hertime4talk@gmail.com. So let us know if you have any questions, comments. We'd love to hear from you. This episode is just to get to know you. Ask me anything. And so we've put together some questions, and I'm going to just rapid fire kind of ask these questions. It's just fun. It's just for fun, like kind of keeping it, flowy. I don't know, fluid.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, spontaneous. Fun. Okay, so I have some questions. These are just because we wanted you to get to know us. And so I'm going to ask questions, and we're all going to answer some of them. Only a couple are going to ask a few of them, answer a few of them, but just to, put ourselves out there a little bit so you get to know us.
Do you answer questions too?
I'll answer. Yeah.
Okay.
I sure will.
So if we say, okay, now then you have to answer.
I've already chosen which ones I'm going to answer, though. So you guys will get a choice. But because I'm the host, I get to choose.
I'm really scared.
Well, there goes the spontaneity that I wanted, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't ever do anything to,
Don't worry. We can always ask her anyway.
Yeah, you can. I'm not worried. All right. So this first question I thought was fun because I know all of your relationships and your marriages, and I wanted to know, if you thought it was love at first sight, was it love at first sight, Jeanette?
It was not love at first sight, but it was definitely interest, spark, and at first sight. And definitely attraction at first sight.
Who are we talking about?
What was that?
Who are you talking about?
Oh, my husband. I'm sorry. My husband, of course, Felipe. Papa.
My man. Yeah, her man. Yeah.
Papa, my man.
Yeah. Okay, so you said interest at first sight. So like you saw him, you were like, oh, what? Okay.
Actually, the funny story is that somebody had mentioned him to me, and I didn't know who they were talking about. And she was like, yeah, he's tall, he's this, he's that. And I was like, whatever, okay. And then the following Sunday, I was at church, and I see him like across a crowded room. And I was like, I actually went and introduced myself to him, and the rest is history.
All right. Okay, so Rosie, was it love at first sight?
So like Jeanette, it was interest at first sight. It was not love at first sight. And the way that happened was that my sister-in-law had sent Jose and I on an errand. And, we went to go do something for her, and we started talking. And we were like, I was like, this guy seems interested. And then from there, we began, to just get to know each other and obviously nurture the relationship. And then it grew into love.
Okay, Daisy.
I escaped this one because you weren't going to ask everybody the same question.
I said it's possible.
Yes, you did say that. I think it was hopeful thinking because I don't like this question because there's so much to it. However, No interest at all. So we can move on.
Okay, and
from
see, that's why I want to know, is because you all have such solid relationships, and society believes in love and first sight, and here it is, and it's like a growing thing. So when, Daisy, did you
Here I go again.
that it was love? When did you know that it was love?
Well, I knew that I really enjoyed our conversations. I really enjoyed talking. I wanted to be a nun, my friends. I just wanted to be married to Christ. I had already come to terms with, I'm not getting married. I had talked to my parents about that. And then somewhere in there, I started dating somebody else, who I actually met in church, and we were doing ministry together. And that was going really nicely. It wasn't threatening to my nunhood at that point. But then one day I was sharing it with my husband, who we would talk on the phone, and I had gone on a date with this man, came back home, talked with, Reek, who's now my husband, but wasn't then, and no interest in him being my husband. We were talking, and it started to bother him that I was talking about someone else and holding hands, walking down the lake, And so at that point, it was, wait a minute, what is going on here? So that's where the thoughts started, like, this is a little different.
Daisy,
Yeah.
It's so weird when you say somebody before Rico. It's like, no, before Rico.
That's what he does too. That's why he doesn't have any hair, because he's pulled it out every time he thinks of it.
Okay, Rosie, tell me when you knew it was love.
There was a moment in the relationship where Jose broke up with me, and I was like, what? And he had this image of a certain look, of a woman being tall, slender, curly hair, and and I was like, well, I'm not that, right? But it was then that I realized, oh my God, I really love this guy, and I want to spend the rest of my life with him. And a friend of his told him, bro, what are you doing? You're crazy letting her go. And I guess that like shook him and realized you have a good thing in your hand, and came back, and we continued the relationship, and then eventually got married. So
well, I sure hope you made him pay for that decision. No, just kidding.
He's paid for 22 years. No, just kidding.
No, I'm pretty sure. And I love hearing your stories of how you guys got together, and that's my favorite, is to hear your guys' love stories, because they're so beautiful. Each one of them are different, but beautiful. So let's go on to the next one. Jeanette, what's your favorite color?
Oh, blue.
Looks good on you.
I like all shades of blue. I love color in general, although I wear a lot of black usually, but blues, teals, aquas, even some greens, depending on the shade, I would say.
Rosie?
I like Jeanette. I love color, so it depends. But my personal favorite is like a dark red and a teal, like a dark teal. But I love yellow, like yellow in the classroom. It just brightens up the day. I like navy blue. So it's kind of hard to say because it just depends, But I love all kinds of colors, but personally, like dark red.
Oh, if you were to see my closet, it's all black. Maybe like a few reds here and there. And then even my house, like my apartment, is black. Like black couches, black cushions, black. I don't know if it's because I have two boys and I don't want to worry about. Yeah, I don't know. I do really like black.
But you won't buy a black handbag.
I will never buy a black handbag.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Right.
That's true.
And you made sure that we didn't buy black handbags in New York.
Yeah.
Remember when we were in Chicago?
Let's not talk about New York, okay?
Or handbags in New York. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's another episode. But I remember when we were in Chicago, okay, and it was a women's conference, or it was something, right? And everybody put their purses all in one like corner, okay, and there was like 20 black purses. And I think it was at that moment where I was like, I will never buy a black purse again, because everybody had a black purse, and I was like, nope, I won't do it, and I haven't since.
Good for you.
So,
wait a minute, you're about to transition to another question, and this question I wanted to answer.
Oh, sorry.
About color, okay? So I'm going to stop you for a second because I just, we've had this conversation before, but I just went through it yesterday. I went shopping with my daughter, and we went into the Apple store because the new 13 phone came out, right? So we went, I wanted to see what the blue looked like because my favorite color is blue. And my daughter said, yeah, Mom, what is it with blue? Because it's her favorite color as well. She said, what is it with blue? Because anyone would say that orange is your favorite color. If you look in your closet, it's got to be orange or corals or whatever. I'm actually wearing like orange and red right now. But I said, Christina, as I've tried to explain before, blue is my soul color. It's my inside at the core of who I am. It's a very moody, kind of solemn color, and that's me, mysterious color. Orange is my happy color. I smile when I see orange. So when I open up my closet, I smile. So anyway, so I didn't want to
miss that opportunity. Yes.
I
wanted to know the psychological reason of your favorite colors.
Exactly.
Yes.
Can I add something to that? Because I just read that blue is a calming color.
Yes, it is.
And how you said it's a color that just is soothing, and it's
soothing,
it's calming. Yeah, blue is a calming color.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe that's why I never choose it for anything. I'm not calm in anything.
You're ferocious.
But I choose blues for my friends, right? They have the soul colors of blues, right?
Yeah.
And yellow for happy. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Thank you. Thank you for that. Comfort food. Who wants to go? I'm gonna let you choose.
I'll go. Comfort food. I remember we talked about this, and I had said white rice with black beans, right? But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, I love French bread, long, hot French bread, and of course, French fries with cafecito. Yeah, pan con mantequilla. So yes, that's so good. Not good, but so good.
So good.
For me, comfort food, I always seem to have levels or tiers of stuff, but like, okay, so comfort food when I'm just like family and let's watch a movie and let's whatever, I love ice cream. Like, oh, ice cream, so good. When I'm feeling a little more like, oh, maybe something's going on in my life, or maybe I'm a little sad about something or whatever. I like things that are like, remind me of, let's say my mom makes this, my mom made it for me, or I'm, like something warm and gooey, maybe like mac and cheese or, something like that. Or also I love bread, which I'm trying to stay away from. So stuff like that, and a nice warm cookie.
Okay, you're making me hungry, Jeanette.
I haven't eaten it either, so.
Okay, anyone else? I happen to just love French fries, so I'm just gonna put that out there. French fries. And they have to be the skinny, crispy kind. I don't like the fat, you know, anyway. All right.
I don't know what that was, but
Like the soggy, like,
oh, okay.
I would mention a specific French fry, but I don't think that would be appropriate. But yeah, I love French fries that are thin and crispy. Okay, anyway. If you could go to one place for 1 year, where would you go, Daisy?
I would go to Greece. I want to go to Greece. We're planning on Greece next year, and I would spend time in Greece. I want to get immersed in the culture. I love the history. I love the biblical history of it. Greece would be my place.
Okay, Rosie?
I had mentioned there's 2 places. Can I pick 2? Because it was first the Fiji Islands for sure. But then I was like,
A whole year at the
I
Fiji
know. I'm like, I don't know if I could do a whole year. So I changed my response. It would be Europe because I have a year and a year to explore and look into history. So I would definitely do like Spain, Italy, France, you know, and Greece because I'm with Daisy there. I just that's on my bucket list. Not to go for a year, but yeah,
Right.
to visit sometime, right?
And Jeanette?
I don't know why this question is kind of difficult for me, but like, I mean, yeah, I would love to. I guess if I had to choose an answer, I would say Europe also. But
You
like,
guys are all changing.
We
All 3 of you.
have time to process.
You have time to think. That's why we can't, like, I can't ask these questions before. Because I really like yours, Jeanette. I want to go up into a cabin, take my family, go up into a cabin and live there for a year.
That's true. Yes. You know what? I'm going back to that. So yes, a mountain in the woods. I think that's what I had kind of forgotten I had said that, but that was like such a great answer before. But like mountain in the woods, yes, because I would love to unplug and just maybe like once a month be able to like catch up with, okay.
Well, yeah, you'd have to go to Costco and fill your cabin with food, but you know, but living in a place for a year, yes.
I'd
I
love
don't
to
know.
go somewhere where there was already like a garden full of things that I could just live off the land.
Mm,
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, and
organically.
Papa could go hunt for deer and
Yes.
elk meat. Oh
Yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And JD,
Okay.
believe it or not, JD would gut it.
Oh heck yeah, I totally believe that. Yes.
He'd totally be the one to like, okay, we'll do this.
Yeah, no.
I would have to stock up on frozen fish and chicken,
Mhm.
and then I'm good.
Okay, so this question, I already know the answer for 3 of us. So I'm gonna just direct it to Daisy. But who do you look up to the most, and what qualities do you have about that person? What qualities do you love about that person?
Yeah, we've had this conversation, and my mom notwithstanding, it's got to be Jane Addams for me. Jane Addams is well, she's part of our history now, but she was the initiator of social justice and programs and caring for orphans and widows, specifically in Chicago in the Midwest. She was a woman who was the inspiration for the beginning of social work, which is my heart, in its grassroots. And so she went to college when women were not supposed to go to college. She actually went to a women's college because she could not go to colleges that had men. There was no such thing as co-ed college at the time. So anyway, a lot of her work was started here in Chicago, and she was an amazing writer, advocate for children. So so many of her qualities are just the qualities that Jesus teaches us, you know. So for me, Jane Addams, she's a hero for me.
Yeah. The reason why I went straight to Daisy is because that answer depicts, to me, depicts who Daisy is, you know, like social justice, you know, loves people, you know, loves taking care of people, you know, but the rest of us, well, all of us included, we all chose our moms.
Mhm.
And I know each and every one of these ladies' moms, and they are phenomenal women. And hopefully one of these days we can have a mother-daughter kind of
That'd be so good.
session, right? Don't you think that would be cool? Although, you know, Daisy's mom is gone. I think.
Yeah, I would sit out on that one.
So let's go to the next one. Thank you for that. This one's fun, and you can't get out of this one. If you could choose a superpower, what would it be? Daisy doesn't like this one.
I would fly. I would fly.
Okay.
I would disappear. I would make myself invisible and visible.
Yes, that's a good one.
Okay, but invisible so that you can do certain things that people wouldn't see you, or just to get away?
So that I would not influence the conversation, so that I would not influence thought.
Wow.
Yeah. So that people could be completely open and honest about themselves without, oh, you know, Daisy, excuse me, or, you know, Daisy, I'm sorry I said that, or, you know, I get too much of that. So I'd like people to be comfortable in themselves. Yeah.
Regardless of what it is?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I just had somebody at work the other day tell me, like, I'm sorry, Jeanette, you don't want to know about that. You don't want to know. And I was like, okay. I know they were doing it like to be respectful of me, and they were like way younger than me. But anyway, but for me, I would probably do like teleportation, like be able to go from one place to another and not have to worry about getting there, you know, or being able to be in, I don't know if this would be a superpower, but be able to be in two places at once. I know that.
One.
What was that?
You can only choose one.
Yeah.
I thought it kind of all went together. All right.
You're
Okay,
creating your own. Yeah.
I'm creating my own superpower. There, that's my superpower.
That would be nice.
Oh, you can take, is a superpower that you can take other people's superpowers and take them as your own. So like your superpower would be like, okay, I feel like flying today, like Rosie. And so you would take her.
Okay.
But anyway, that's just like,
wow, that's the best.
That's fun. You guys know me. I would love to be able to just be where I want to be when I want to be with it. Teleportation. Anyway, that's just a fun one. Okay, if you could shop in any store, where would you shop for the rest of your life? Just one store. Can't pick a bunch. Just one store. You could shop for free for the rest of your life.
It's for the rest of your life? Good Lord, okay.
Yeah, one store. So,
okay, so that means, hold on a second. So that means my answer was going to be Home Depot, but they don't sell food at Home Depot. So like, I would not be able to have like food?
Right. Just hot dogs.
No.
Hot dogs.
You can shop wherever you want, but this one store is free.
Oh, Home Depot. I have things to do.
Oh, I thought we were stuck with one store.
No. This one store,
okay.
Wherever you go, it's free.
Oh, Home Depot.
Yeah.
Home Depot. For sure.
Well, now that you put it that way, because I initially said Target or Walmart, right? Because I'm thinking of food, you got to think of everything, right? But Hobby Lobby then.
I would say Nordstrom. just because like jewelry, you know, clothes, shoes, yeah, makeup. I don't know. I don't even like really care about most of those things, but you can also get furniture and, you know, the expensive things that I couldn't buy. Okay, this last one. Aside or the Bible notwithstanding, what book has impacted your life? Daisy.
You know, this is supposed to be light and funny and whatever. And if I start talking about this book, it's going to go elsewhere. So I will defer. That's not light and funny and
but
it's I mean, that's who you are. Like like if that's we want to know you. I'm not whether it's light or happy or fun. I want to know what book you love.
Daisy, don't escape the question.
It's kind of like what your superpower is. You know what you want your superpower to be. Like it, you know, that you don't want people to like filter themselves and whatever. So we don't want you to filter yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Okay. Well, I read a book. It's been many, but I read a book when it first came out, and I believe it was 2004. So it's been years. I read a book that really helped me to understand myself. And so the title is Captivating. It was written by John and Stacy Eldridge. Oh, if we're gonna take it out, then.
That was my book.
My gosh. Wow.
Look at that. There's the surprise. But I read this book and it helped me put word to some of my experiences, and to, I think more than anything, it's a Christian perspective. But more than anything, I think it normalized me, because for so long I had lived a life where I thought different than anybody I knew. I wanted things that were different than anyone I've ever known, whether that be my family, biological family, or my friends or my classmates, whatever. And so when I graduated from college, I think I was at my most confident place in life in terms of knowing who I was. And then I came into my church and I started to question myself again. And so reading Captivating was the beginning of ministry, like really big ministry for me as well. I was in my first few years of it and serving women. So the book really helped me value me. It really gave word to a lot scripturally and just, you know, humanly. I really liked myself after I read the book, and I thought, yeah, God created me to be me no matter what, you know, so yeah, that's my book. That was a turning point for me. So
interesting.
I would have to say the same thing. I would have to say that once I read that book, I think I told everybody about it. And I think there was one part in that book where it says, the enemy is after women because they're precious and they're strong. I'm not getting the quote perfect, but what it hit me so hard was, the enemy is after women because they're strong and precious, and God made them specifically for a specific purpose. And, you know, that was so empowering for me, and that will always stand out.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember Princess Diaries came out around that time, and I remember the book, and I actually have it written down. I don't, you know, I've given this book as a gift to many women because I've recommended it so many times, but I never gave my copy away because it was a journal for me, you know, so there are a lot of things in there that I don't let people read. because of it, but I wrote something down that really hit me, and it connected this book to Princess Diaries when she asked Michael, you know, why me? She actually said, why me? And his response, he asked her, why me? And the response was from her, she said, because you saw me when I was invisible. And that's how I felt like this book spoke to me. This book saw me when I felt like I needed to be invisible, you know, because no one understood me. So yeah, I gave it away as copies. So I'm glad that you said that, because that spoke to me as well. It was, yeah, that's the crux of the book for me.
Can I add that the book, it's so interesting how we all picked, or, you know, picked the book Captivating, because that was a book that really impacted my life. It just helped me and reminded me that I'm valued by God, you know, that I'm valued, that no matter what I did, no matter what I encountered in my life, I was valued and loved by God. And, you know, as I opened it, I saw this quote that I underlined, and it says, when a woman knows that she is loved and loved deeply, she glows from the inside. And so I was just like reminded that, you know, you are precious in God's sight, that no matter, you know, what you've encountered, he sees the beauty in you, you know, and he longs for relationship with you. And I thought that was just powerful. And I as you all are talking, I'm thinking I need to go back and reread this book, because I got this book in 2006. And so, yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
I think from what I remember, I think I was reading, I might have read it right when I got back from Chicago. I'm not sure. But
And I read somewhere that the book has been revised. It was revised in 2011. So,
well,
yeah.
I'm sure John and Stacy
So-
didn't know. That would be
Right.
uh-huh. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Linda.
You guys, I've never read the book.
That's okay. Now you need to read it.
I actually own the book.
Oh,
I've actually had this book for like, gosh, I don't even know how long, like maybe 10 years. And I've
Oh, wow.
never read the book.
don't feel bad. I have books like that I've had, and
You
I've
all
had them.
talking about it is making me, I mean, the thing is, the person, I don't remember who gave it to me or how I got it, but I remember.
Daisy gave it to you. No, just
Oh, God.
It could have been me. Again, I bought many copies of it. Yeah.
And, but my goodness, and everybody that I've heard so many women talk about this book, and for some reason I just have not, you know what, I've always been and I don't know if this is how this book is or not, I mean, because I haven't read it, but like, I've always kind of gravitated more towards like self-help. I don't know if you call it self-help.
Yeah.
Books,
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I've, you know, like there's a few Jensen Franklin books that I've read, and a few Joyce Meyer's books or things like that, you know, and so like, I don't know. So, but I'm going to read it.
okay.
That would be a good episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a book club.
One of the episodes.
We'll
Discuss a
read.
book.
Rosie and I will read it again. Jeanette will read it, and then
I wanted to say, since we all have the retreats, the women's retreats in common, that this was the book that launched Victory. And I don't know that anybody knows that, but I found the page the other day where she talks about Victory and the notes that I made. And it was from there that I created a presentation and presented it to my pastor at that point. And my director at that point. And they fell for it the second I said it, but that's where Victory launched, was from this book. So,
yeah. Well, we're out of time. We could talk forever, really, but thank you all for joining us.
My book was going to be the monster at the end of this book.
Oh, sorry.
Grover from Sesame Street.
That's how deep. Because it reminds you of Ezra.
That's how deep I am. Just kidding. I'm joking with you.
So thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. I hope that you got to know us a little bit more. You know, we just want to be transparent and let you know that, you know, we're just a bunch of friends that like to talk a lot and, you know, get to know each other. And have a fantastic day. And, you know, we're praying for you. And we just appreciate that you are here with us. So thank you. And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
bye.